Shrink this guy down.
Okay, good morning, everybody. All right, let's get going here. All right, US stocks carried on the trend, moving a little bit higher yesterday. Reaching a 28th record closing high for the year, so pretty impressive from the recent sell-off we've had, as Joe said. It's pretty amazing that we're getting new highs so quickly. Unemployment benefit claims for last week fell 298,000, less than expected, while purchases of previously owned homes rose more than forecast. Market's preliminary measure of manufacturing activity for August strengthened a bit. So I don't think anything that was really going to affect the markets too much. We sort of just carried on drifting higher. Hewlett-Packard outperformed, jumping higher after announcing its first sales growth in 3 years. In Asia, higher for the most part, modestly higher. The only one down, Nikkei down a little bit. Some small news out of Asia. Tokyo, Shinsei Bank rallied sharply on M&A news. In Sydney, we had Santos surging higher after an earnings beat. And Hong Kong and Shanghai were higher, with smaller banks like Merchant Bank and Minsheng Bank outperforming. The chart of interest today just shows how hedge funds have been tilted towards a consumer discretionary sector, and that is the one that's actually performed the worst. As most of you know, US hedge funds in general have struggled over the last few years to keep up with the S&P. You can see the net weighting in consumer discretionary stocks is 22% of most hedge funds, and the performance to date is only 1% for the year on consumer discretionary on the S&P, where sort of materials, utilities, consumer staples have done the best. I didn't get the corporate action sheet today, but apparently there wasn't all that much news. I think the only one that's of major interest is MTN going X on Monday, so come to today for 4.45. All right, let's have a look at some charts. All right, the first one I'm showing here is Mr. Price. You can see it sold off a little bit on the back of these other retailers, but really, I was actually short of this one on the reversal, and you could just feel there was nothing in it. Every time it pulled back a little bit with the general sector, it bounced back just as sharply. And then yesterday we had a big move higher to get through 200. I think we closed just below again. But just based on this chart, there's no reason we can't go up and retest the highs there. We look at CML. CML, it's not the clearest chart, but we've been moving out to the right here. So yesterday we had a decent move higher above sort of a 98 level. If you draw it on the wicks, it's just below the breakout level. If we move this to the closes, it has already broken out. Either way, a reasonably bullish trade action out of CML. Another one that could potentially go test the highs pretty shortly. It's also apparently going into the MSCI index at the end of the month, which could see a little bit of buying coming in for it. Next one I want to show was Sibanye Gold. Sibanye Gold is forming quite an interesting level here around this 24.30ish more or less. Definitely major support coming in there. If we get a decisive close below 24.30, then I would say that the top is confirmed, and we could see quite a bit of downside. Call it $5 at least to the downside. So keep an eye on that level. It could be an interesting play. Truworths was the stock of the day yesterday, as most of you probably saw. Big, I'm not sure what it ended up, probably 8% up. Some massive bounce off this support here at around just over $64. If we have to draw a line to see where it potentially could go to, we're looking at around $80. So potentially $80. Some other resistance coming in around 76. So look at those for two potential targets on the upside for Truworths. FirstRand, I think we showed this the other day, was a bit of a not the prettiest head and shoulders, but a bit of a head and shoulders or triple top. It actually broke down there for a day or two. Let's just draw the line in here. Or even intraday, it probably didn't even close below that line. And then yesterday we had a major reversal out there. If we fail this bounce and we can close back below 42.80, then I would say that the pattern could be reconfirmed, but until that happens, it's probably best avoiding the short. It's definitely the bank that's been outperforming, and it seems bulletproof at the moment. And the last one I want to show was Discovery. Discovery, there's not a whole lot to show on the chart. We had this bit of a breakout that ended up proving to be a bit of a false breakout, and then came back and tested. But apparently, my good friend Mike Stevens was telling me that there've been a lot of volume over the last 2 days, way higher than ordinarily. It's also reporting on the 3rd of September. And they're expecting a 19.8% increase in headline earnings, which means that there should be a trading statement if they're going to get through 20% headline earnings. So keep an eye out for that trading statement. It could be interesting. Obviously, the guys in the know have been either picking up or selling, with there being so much volume. So keep an eye out for the trading statement. There could be some action and Discovery coming. And that's all for today, guys. Good luck.
How much longer you got to go?
Liverpool 16 minutes.